I'm 23 and I don't know if I'm doing things right. It's just like constantly thinking, oh, am I doing the right thing? Like, I'll finish the day up and then I'll look back on it and I'll wonder, could I have made more of that day? Or, just like on the weekend, I had a plan with some of my friends and stuff like that, and it completely fell through, and it made me question. It's like, hey, do I even try and waste some of my energy? That's what it feels like, right? Do I even try and waste my energy trying to organise stuff and enjoy some moments of my life, or do I just give up on them or anything like that? And even other things in my life, like, is training, is trying to train like a crazy person, like really, really worth it? Like, what am I getting out of it? Am I doing the right thing? Relaxing right now, and it just doesn't seem like it should be that complicated. But I just want to share a little bit of a thoughts of what I'm thinking right now, and that is, I've seen heaps of stuff online lately of creators that I used to watch, and them not being their authentic selves, and they're kind of capitalizing on the desperation of people. Like, for example, I brought it up in my last video, Hamza, and then I started realizing that other people are doing it, and this is like the new business model that people are doing once they get the right attention, and that's preying on the people who are desperate and listening to their content and putting out a message that they're not actually fully believing in. And I don't think I would ever do that, because all the things that I believe in, I actually genuinely believe it. I thought about them before I took on the belief, and all the other beliefs that I had that I've taken on from other people really have come to this point in my life where I'm curious to know if they're really like that important to think about. Like, again, just like in the last video, talking about the Tate's message, the Hamza message, and stuff like that. They're just trying to be like, be alpha male, and then it strikes a chord with you because it hurts that ego part of, especially if you're a man, it hurts that ego and it drives you a bit more, and it's good for that kind of stuff. But you start to wonder if this is actually who you really are, and I think you lose a little bit of yourself in the process. And I'd rather be authentic, completely authentic in who I am, rather than trying to be someone and wasting my money and time like investing in schools and stuff. And I haven't done that for over a year, so I wouldn't do that again. But I'm definitely trying to just spread a little bit of a message so that people can start to reflect on the things that they listen to and try and focus on more of what makes them authentic. Because I'm 23 and I know I don't have everything figured out, but at the same time, I'm still trying to figure out who I am and what I stand for. And when things just don't compute in my brain the right way, and certain beliefs that I thought I used to have and fully believed in, and they start not making as much sense, it offers an opportunity to start trying to grow from it, and to develop into who I actually want to be. And who that is someone who works hard, is really nice to all his peers, and tries to give a part of himself to everyone. Like, what I mean by that is be useful to people, be a positive light in people's lives, because there's so many miserable people out there, and I've been one of them before. But I've had to get myself out of that, and I know what it's like to be sad, and I know what makes me is being a positive person, not letting the small things weigh me down longer than they need to. Like I said in the last video, when I gave that car a love tap, it killed me, and then I got over it, because I'm like, you know what, it's not that big a deal. Just like on the weekend with my friends and pulling out, and then they're just being little pussies about it. I didn't let it get to me. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to enjoy what I'm doing right now, And I definitely know that that is something that makes me who I am. Be a positive person. Yep, like I said, positive, hardworking, always aspiring to be better. Like, I've taken on a bit of a challenge that I've always wanted to do for years, and that's train MMA and have a fight, and I'm really enjoying it, and knowing that I'll be able to defend myself and others in the future, and to even be able to prove to myself that that's what will make me a man, like an authentic man, is being able to know I can fight all my battles, whether it's verbal or physical. And I think that's who I'm set to be. I'm set to be a person who works for himself, not working a 9 to 5, as much as it's been a struggle currently working for myself, and things don't always go to plan, and you get embarrassed sometimes because you see all these other people who have been successful, whether they're your age or they're younger even. You feel a bit embarrassed, but as long as I have faith that what I'm going to be doing will work out, it keeps seeming to work out. And the more I feel like, oh, things aren't going to work out, I just keep that belief, and all of a sudden my phone's ringing and it's another client that wants something done, and then I'm like, wow, that's incredible. And I keep putting in the work, and I do other jobs, and other people want the clients, and hey man, it just makes me feel like I'm finally getting to that point where I've dropped certain belief systems that weren't me, because they just didn't make me happy anymore. Whereas I'm doing what makes me happy, and that's going for runs, training, working outside, doing manual labor, helping people fix up their houses, fixing their gardens for an honest wage, cutting down stuff, mowing lawns, like just meeting the community and doing what I do best, and that's socializing with people and giving an honest service, and not being a dirtbag, and not being a fuckwit just because it gets attention. And I'll always stay genuine to myself, because there's been plenty of times where I've tried to fake it, but it keeps me up at night. And I know there's someone out there that is the same. Like, they just don't think that they're themselves. And I challenge you to really look into your mind and to understand what you want out of this life. Try and drop the belief systems that you've taken on, because it's so easy to reprogram your mind and make you think you need to be something you're not. Like, there's obviously a scale to work within. Like, if you're a lazy motherfucker, hold yourself accountable to that. Like, there's negatives to this as well, but try and be mature about it. All right, I'm not telling anyone to be, immature about it, but you have to think of it logically. Like, but there is some belief systems that just don't make you happy, and I'm dropping on mine. And since I've dropped them in the last week or two, I've started to really understand who I am and where I'm gunning towards. And hey, the goals, I rewrote them in my phone today, and I'm happy with them. I'm happy with my goals. They're not too big. They're definitely not too small either. But it's the next steps of the journey to reach success in my mind, and to become a man I'm proud of. Not a man that I'm told to be. And hey, at 23 years old, I definitely don't know if I'm doing the right thing. And hey, there's going to be a lot of mistakes that are going to be made, and I'm happy with that. I'm glad with that, because there's nothing more real than making a mistake and learning from it. Pain sucks, embarrassment sucks, but it's always made me a better person. And if you're afraid of making mistakes and feeling embarrassed, I challenge you to do something that you're uncomfortable with doing, because you'll survive. At the end of the day, you're going to live. You're going to survive through it all. And what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And that's definitely one of my favorite sayings now. And I'm going to write it down all over the place in my house and in my room, because shit, man, it's so true. And it's been a bit of a struggle for me in the last couple of weeks, but what can I complain about? I know I've got some decent friends, the ones that help me out and love me. They're not even friends. I shouldn't even call them friends. They're like my brothers. That's when you know you have good people in your life. They feel like your family, and like you'll do anything for them. I hope people can find that, but what else have I got to complain about? Look at behind me. Look at the sunset, look at the sky. There's not a cloud in sight. There's people out in the park. There's people living, there's people riding, there's people living this life, and who knows what they've been through and what kind of introspection they've had, and the reflections and all the days where they feel like they're not doing enough and feeling like they're not worth anything. And what have I got to complain about? There's really nothing to complain about other than just getting the shit that I need to do done. And I hope, you guys can have that bit of a mentality shift. And if you're having a hard time right now, hey, send us a message. I'll respond to it. I know what it's like. Leave a comment. But just try and see the positivity out of this life and stop listening to so much shit of people who are faking who they are. There's so many fakers out there, and I'm not going to be one of them. I'm going to be my genuine self and tell you exactly how I think. And yeah, let's go get it, guys, because I got nothing else to say. I just wanted to get that off my mind and enjoy this world. It's so nice just sitting in a field, getting some fresh air, touching the grass, and sitting and observing all these different souls around me, and new souls, like a baby in that pram right there. It's amazing. It's the small things in life, guys. And get outside. It's the best thing you can do. If you stay inside and you're sad or depressed or feeling like you're not worth anything, go for a walk. Honestly, it'll do so much for you. It's really those small things. All right. See you later, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Catch us.